Welcome back to the Fall Watercolor Themed Collections Challenge. Last week in Lesson 1, I showed you how I strategized my theme, chose my colors, and showed you the supplies that I'm going to be using to create a cute little mini Halloween collection. If you missed that video, you can click on the screen now to watch it. This week in Lesson 2, I'll show you how I sketch and paint my collection while I share tips with you throughout the entire process. If you don't know me yet, hi, I'm Chris V from octopusconnection.com, and I've been a creative teacher online since 2016. I offer courses, a watercolor membership, and I have over 20 classes on Skillshare.com. Just a reminder that I'm calling this a weekly challenge, but that doesn't mean you have to paint every single week. Although the more practice you get, the more you're going to grow your skills. That's going to be up to you because it's not about how much work you do, but how much support and help you can get in the weekly lessons and in the community, which is full of kind, helpful, generous people, so I really hope you join us. Let's get to the project. I started off with some quick and loose sketching. I added some ghosts, some bats, and some candy corn, which I thought would be really fun. I decided to freestyle my pumpkins so that I'd have a little more organic feel and look. I'm going to go ahead and start with some gray. Here's my original set with the slate black way in the back. And water it down nicely and just start filling in these shapes I've sketched out. Looks like I kind of have a shadow going on, so I'll keep that going on this side too. Again, not something that's at all important. It's just something that sort of caught my eye and I want to just go with it. I'm blending right now. I'm blending this dark into this light color. And as this, I put quite a lot of water here. As it dries, it's going to make some what we call watercolor blooms, which will leave some of that texture behind as well. And yeah, look, that's looking great. And one more little ghost. I love it. We'll see how they dry. I already like how this one's drying. I wished I hadn't made his head quite so wide, but I'm going to go ahead and go with it because I don't want to make a huge deal out of this. I want it to be really organic and kind of on the fly. I'm primarily doing this, obviously, to sharpen my skills because painting is the best way to do that. Practice, in other words. However, I really want to have fun with this, and I want it to be fun for others to look at. So the more fun I'm having, the more they're going to feel that coming through these paintings. I want these bats to be a little darker, but not black. So let's see how I can work this. A lot of times in the process of painting, I sort of like the way something looks or I don't like the way something looks, and I discover a little bit more of myself in that. And that's what I'm looking for here. So just with the tip of my brush, I can do quite a bit of detail. This is a medium round watercolor brush. It's not a detail brush or anything, but because of the tip of the round brush, it's really the most versatile brush you'll ever use. And it's great for large areas and small areas. I just have to keep my pressure light as I go around these edges. Now I'm going to move on to my candy corn, get some color on this page. And I actually pulled up a picture of it just on Unsplash, so I could use it as a reference. I wonder if Happy Yellow would be a little lighter. This almost looks too orange to me now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, I like the Happy Yellow better. I'm not creating a really straight line here, but some kind of separation so that the next color looks more defined. And I'm going to let that dry. Ooh, my ghosts are looking nice. I kind of like the way this is pulled away from the top. I think it's looking good. I know that it doesn't kind of go with the shading on these two, but I'm not really concerned about that. So I like the way that the black is kind of pulled around the edges. I'm loving that. So I'm running into some other colors, but I think I have some room over here. And it's got to stay really, really light. And I'm just going to keep it right on the tip. And I'm going to use this to keep going because I want to dilute that. That's almost too yellow for me because I don't want it to look too much like the bottom. I want some real clear contrast. So I'm just going to keep pulling from this little puddle and spread the love. This is a great method I use. It saves paint because I'm repurposing it all over while I am thinning this out. So I don't always dab my mistakes with a paper towel. Sometimes I take them and I just spread the paint around if I need to paint more than one object with it. So I'll let those dry. In the meantime, I'm going to start my pumpkins. So this is definitely a technique I use a lot, is I paint things in graduating order, but then I also try to paint opposite and keep the painting moving. So paint in different areas and just keep on coming back to the dry ones later on. Aha, here's my saffron. Cannot wait to paint with this color. I'm putting these kind of in groups so I can see how they might look on an object, but they can be moved around, and I'll show you that later on. So let me move this out of my way because I'm putting my fingers in it and get some more of this saffron going. So my first pumpkin, I'm going to leave spaces between the pumpkin sections and see how that comes out. I'm going to make it nice and saturated. This paint is so saturated. The Viva colors are really intense. And so all I have to do is not dilute it. And I know I'm going to get lots of color. So this is really more of like an abstract pumpkin. I don't love the way that came out, but maybe I'll just make these white areas a little skinnier. That might help. I think I'm going to put some brown up at the top of it for a stalk. That could be fun. Or even black. I mean, this gray. That could be interesting too, to tie them together more. I think I wish these lines were going up a little bit more. So I'm going to try not to cover this area as much. It's good to identify what you like and what you don't like about your paintings so you can keep adjusting them, and then you know you're growing all the time. It's good to just stand back and assess. This is drying nicely. This is a lot cleaner. We'll see what I like in the end. I think another misconception is that an object, I think a lot of people think the objects have to be painted perfectly, but what does that even mean? You know, perfect to one person is completely different to another. And so I think there is so much beauty that people miss in their own work because they're trying to go off a standard that doesn't even fit them as a person. They just think it's the right way to paint it, but I don't really believe in that. I've seen so much beauty in unexpected styles I didn't think I would like, and that I just saw so much organic, fluid motion, or maybe someone painted something really wonky and it was just made it so cute and fun to look at. It was just unexpected. I think a lot of times we lose our uniqueness that way. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and over here so I don't put my fingers in my wet paint on that side. So yeah, it's a consideration when you, as you're painting. I try to go left to right because I'm right-handed and my hand ends up in the paint a lot, and it's a bummer when you have to repaint something. So that's just a little tip that you can put in your bonnet. Maybe you're left-handed and you have to go the other way. Cute. They're super imperfect. I know I've got a little bit of a mess up right here. Again, it's not super important, but I'm just going to try and do my best to clean it up a little bit with a damp, clean brush. You can see there's no more orange on it. Let's make it just a little bit wet. Give the paper a very gentle rubbing, and then very carefully, just on that spot, lift it with your towel or paper towel. Just don't want to damage your paper. For my purposes, I probably really don't need to clean this up because I'm going to be able to isolate this once I get it in digital form, because I'm going to be doing a little bit of a digital thing with this. And if I wasn't doing digital, I could always cut them out and paste them on a background or whatnot, so that might not even necessarily be a problem. I'm not liking how this yellow is a little too close to that yellow. So I wished I had done this with gray too. Hope you had fun watching my sketching and painting process, but some of you have been busy too. Becky painted this adorable panel of Halloween squares that would make such a great t-shirt or art print design. And Elizabeth shared this beautiful project in the Facebook community, which would make an amazing sticker sheet or notebook cover. Funny enough, Elizabeth's project is perfect for my Skillshare class, Watercolor and Ink, from small illustrations to beautiful themed artwork, where I shared my process for creating small illustrations that work together in a single composition. This class is perfect for making lovely themed art for sticker sheets, greeting cards, fabric design, and so many other projects. I've put a link in the description in case you'd like to check it out. And you want to join us in the Fall Watercolor Themed Collections Challenge, you can click the link in the description, and there will be more videos like this, plus PDFs, a challenge community where you can share your work, get feedback, and a challenge hub to keep track of it all. Your artwork will be included on the bottom of the Hub page every single week, so be sure to post it in the Facebook group or on Instagram using hashtag #OctopusConnection so I can feature you. If you like this challenge so far, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Again, if you missed the first 2 videos in the challenge, you can click on the screen to watch them now. And I'll see you right here next week for lesson 3 of the Fall Watercolor Painting Collections Challenge.